Ever get sucked into those online drama rabbit holes and just wonder, how did we get here?
Hmm.
That's what we're diving into today. Like,
Yeah.
why are some big-time influencers getting infamous instead of famous?
Right.
You might know the names Jack Doherty, Neon,
Yeah.
but stick with us because this gets wild when you see the whole picture.
I'm intrigued.
We've got investigations, Reddit threads that are like the internet's eat out in the open,
Oh, juicy.
and even some really sharp video essays breaking it all down.
Nice. So we're going multi-level on this.
Gotta love a good deep dive, right?
Absolutely.
And what's crazy is how these cases, they're like this clash between what we expect online versus what actually blows up.
Yeah, it's like this weird tension building.
Because on one hand, we want influencers to be like relatable, real,
Vulnerable. Even
but then the internet, the algorithms, they reward the wildest stuff.
it's that go viral or go home mentality.
Exactly. So how do you even draw the line?
It's getting blurrier and blurrier for sure.
And nobody's more blurry than Jack Doherty, right?
Oh, he's a whole other level.
You see a $178 million lawsuit, and you know it's not your average Twitter beef.
No, that's serious stuff.
That came from this Halloween party last year, right?
Yeah, with his bodyguard, Justin Gosley.
And this just screams, not your average influencer drama.
No kidding. That amount alone.
And it all plays into this bigger accusation against Doherty. Content exploitation.
Which is a whole other can of worms.
Right. And I gotta say, watching his videos for this episode, intense.
How so?
Like, I'm all for pushing boundaries, dark humor, you know?
Sure.
But some of his stuff felt like straight up using people.
Without their consent, you mean?
Often, yeah, and not in a funny way.
That's where it gets really ethically messy.
Because what is content exploitation, right?
Because in this context, it's often filming someone in a bad situation.
Like they're compromised, embarrassed.
Even if it's played for laughs, it's still exploiting them for views.
And it makes you think, who has the power here?
Exactly. And is anyone looking out for the people being filmed?
And the internet, of course, is divided.
As always.
We pulled some Reddit comments, and it's wild.
What are people saying?
Some are like, Doherty's just being Doherty, chill.
The it's just a joke defense?
But others are calling him out, saying he's using his security team to, like, intimidate people.
Oh, wow.
Even stage confrontations for his videos.
See, that's not just edgy anymore. That's calculated.
And it becomes this whole debate about what flies online.
Which is the question we're always grappling with.
Oh,
right?
totally. Like, do we hold influencers to a higher standard because of their platform?
Or is it all just entertainment, even if it spills into real harm?
And with Doherty, it gets even weirder. Because he was on Dr. Phil recently and got kicked off.
No way.
Yeah, the details are still fuzzy.
Easy.
But it plays into this idea of him maybe spiraling.
Interesting how we love a good downfall story.
Totally. It's like, are we seeing the real him, or is this another act?
Right, is it genuine or just another way to stay relevant?
And it gets more complicated.
Oh no, how so?
Because now people are saying his inner circle is fracturing.
What, like friends turning on him?
Yeah, even revealing some bad stuff about his past.
So it's all coming out now.
It makes you wonder if this lawsuit, the backlash, it's finally catching up to him.
That isolation is common, with controversial figures.
Right.
Yeah, the persona cracks, people speak out, and we're left asking, who are they really?
Which is a great question, and one that gets even trickier with our next influencer, Neon.
How so?
Well, if Doherty's in trouble for what he does offline, Neon's messing with reality itself.
What do you mean?
Dude literally faked his own death online.
Oh, wow, that's a new low.
Yeah, even in the world of internet stunts, that's crossing a line.
Big time. You're playing with people's emotions on a whole other level.
Imagine thinking your favorite creator's gone, only to find out it was for clicks.
That's got to do something to your trust, your perception of them.
Seriously, it messes you up.
And it shows this trend, right?
At that?
Influencers constantly having to one-up each other.
Oh, for sure.
To stay relevant, it's got to be more and more shocking.
Which, at some point, you go too far, right?
Totally, and that line is different for everyone.
But with Neon, it's not just the stunts, it's his whole deal.
Like his persona, what do you mean?
He's all over the place. One minute he's this cloud chaser.
I've seen that, what is that, like cloud obsessed?
Basically, yeah, but then he's getting into real fights that end up online.
Wait, so he's living the drama, not just posting about it.
Exactly. It's like performance art, but the stage is everywhere.
And the audience is anyone watching. Kind of scary when you think about it.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, is there even a real Neon under there?
Or is it all just for show,
Right. Like, how much of what we see is genuine anymore?
Especially when it's someone like him thriving on the mystery.
And the thing is, he's not alone.
Other influencers pulling this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Remember that beauty guru stranded in the desert?
Vaguely.
Totally fake. Or that gamer who pretended he was getting arrested on stream.
Oh, right. That blew up, but it's messed up when you think about it.
It's becoming a trend, and a disturbing one.
It's like we're getting desensitized. Nothing shocks us anymore.
Totally. So they got to go bigger and bigger.
Which can lead to worse behavior. It's a dangerous cycle.
And those algorithms we talked about, they're fueling it.
Right, because platforms want you glued to the screen.
I get that, but they're basically rewarding the worst stuff sometimes.
It's the engagement paradox. A video can be terrible.
But if everyone's talking about it,
it's still a win for the platform, even if the creator gets backlash.
So they might be behaving badly, but they're still benefiting.
It's a tough one, and it makes you question responsibility.
Who's accountable? The creators or the platforms?
It's got to be both, right?
I mean, creators should be mindful of their content.
Especially with huge followings, lots of young people watching.
But platforms need to step up too.
With better rules,
Yep.
Moderation, not just chasing those clicks.
And it's especially blurry with this IRL streaming stuff.
Oh, that's a whole other layer.
Right, like Doherty with his confrontations, Neon's fights, it's not online anymore.
It's spilling into the real world, and for those who don't know.
Yeah, what is IRL streaming?
It's basically broadcasting your life live, often in public.
Which, as you can imagine, can go sideways real fast. And it makes you wonder, where do we even go from here? Like, as viewers, what can we even do?
Yeah, it's easy to feel helpless.
Totally, because we can't control what these guys do.
Right, but I don't think we're powerless.
So what's the move then?
It starts with awareness, like understanding how this all works.
You mean the platforms, the algorithms, all that?
Exactly, because once you see the mechanics,
you can make smarter choices about what you watch.
Exactly. It's about being a conscious consumer.
Instead of just getting sucked into the drama.
Which is hard, I get it. It's designed to be addictive.
Totally. But if we're more mindful of who we're giving our attention to...
That's how we start shifting things.
So, like, supporting the good ones, the creators who are actually trying to be responsible.
And calling out the bad ones, even if their content is entertaining.
Because if we don't, nothing changes.
Right. Exactly. We have to hold them accountable, creators and platforms.
So it's about using our voice, our choices, to push for something better.
Absolutely. Demanding transparency from platforms, better moderation, the whole 9 yards.
It's like finding that balance, right?
What do you mean?
Between enjoying the internet, the creativity, all the good stuff.
For sure. That's why we're all here.
But also recognizing the downsides. And not being afraid to call BS.
I like that. Call BS.
Yeah.
Because silence just lets it keep going.
Digitally. And who knows, maybe we can actually make the internet a better place.
One step at a time. Right.
Exactly. And hey, if you're listening to this, you're already part of the solution.
Awareness is key, just by having these conversations.
So next time you're scrolling through your feed and you see something that feels icky.
You know, that gut feeling.
Remember this conversation. Remember there are real people behind those screens.
It's easy to forget when you're just swiping and tapping.
And that we all have a part to play in making the online world a little less messy.
Well said. And on that note,
We'll leave you with some food for thought.
until next time.